That's right. The Ventkids hero is finally getting her primed version and all the other shiny things that go along with getting a new primed access. And this is released on the 21st of May 2025. Now, if you're anything like me, an insatiable loot goblin with sticky fingers, you may want to bag yourself the shiny new prime stuff. And in this video, I'm just going to show you really quickly how I prepare myself for when the prime access is released. Now, there are a few ways you can get your grubby little loot goblin grommets upon thy new shiny primed access. You can buy her with cold, hard cash. And it's a lot of cold, hard cash. I never do this bit of the game because it's very expensive. And as you can see on the screen, I'm just showing you the Lavos Prime Access because that's the one that's currently up as I record this video. And it's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of rubles. It's a lot of pieces of 8. It's a lot. But if you want to do that, go right on ahead. Or you can trade for her with a La Platinumes. That's platinum for normal people. If you have a lot of plat, you might have bought yourself some with a discount. You might have done a lot of trading because you've just gone through the game and picked up a load of stuff that you can trade. Like, you can trade a lot in this game. There's always the odd piece here and there that people are looking for. If you're a keen Barrow Key tier trader, you can sell his pieces to other players once he's been and gone. That's often a really good platinum spinner. I was going to say money, but it's the same thing. Anyway, yes, you can wait for other people to go and crack open those relics for you, get the pieces that you need, and buy them for platinum, and save yourself a teeny tiny little bit of time. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way, like a purple alien man with a penchant for coercive control once said. Fine, I'll do it myself. And that is getting those relics yourself and cracking them on open doing void relic missions. Now, there is a way to get those relics a little bit quicker, and that's what we're going to take a look at. So let me just remind you quickly in this video what you can do to get ahead of the game. Syndicates. Where there is a vendor, there is usually a person selling you stuff. Shiny stuff, useful stuff, not so useful stuff. Stuff that you've probably bought and totally forgotten that you've got, but also relic stuff. Be more precise, relic packs. And these relic packs contain a chance of 3 random relics or an Aya, which you can trade for the prime resurgent relics, etc. And it's usually 20,000 of their finest standing. Now, obviously, before you go off rushing and, oh my goodness, yes, let's go and buy relic packs, we don't want to peak too soon. The Yareli primed parts and her associated weapons, or whatever's going to be available on the prime access release, won't be there until the update on the 21st of May, so chill your boots. But this is what we're prepping for. We're going to prep as much standing as we can in advance, and then we're going to splurge it all in one go. And it's kind of like gambling for relic packs, but trust me, the devs are kind and they will give you some in there, I promise. So just to be very clear, the Yareli relics and her associated primed weapons will not be available until the update drops. So your standing is just going to be sat there, bloated and delicious and swollen and full until you throw it in the Syndicates vendors' faces in a less weird way. Don't mind the picture of big bloated Thanos. It was supposed to be a visual representation of your Syndicate standing just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't ask. So, which vendors are going to be selling us those relic packs? Let's take a little sneaky peek and have a look. So, we'll have a look at the syndicates that you can rank up with from your orbit or your base of operations in a moment. But firstly, let's look at Earth. Cetus, to be sure. Old man Sumbat. Oh, he's such a happy soul. He will sell you relic packs for 20,000 Cetus standing. And you can get standing by doing bounties there, or you can just go out on the plains of Eidolon. If you have a resource booster, go out there, do a load of mining, just random mining, loads of random fishing, and you can trade in your gems and trade in your fishies for a bit more standing at Cetus. But the bounties are usually pretty good for earning that standing. Next up is Venus Fortuna. You want to head to a Mr. Smokefinger, and very much like Old Man Sumba, he's got a lot of opinions. And you should just trade gems with him, but you can do bounties here on Fortuna to earn standing and top it up. You can trade in your fish, your gems, Even on corpus tile sets, sometimes on the ships, you can trade in your Granum crowns to free prisoners and get various amounts of standing there. And you can buy these relic packs from Smokefinger for 20,000 Fortuna standing. Next up, we're going to head to Deimos, specifically the Necrolisk, the Intrati family. I kind of love them. Totally part of the family now. Don't be jelly beans, but I'm rank 5 here, and I love it here because it's squishy sounding and comforting, and Otak is hilarious. I love him. Okay. And he's going to sell you relic packs for 20,000 of their finest standing, and you earn standing here by doing bounties, going out and harnessing and getting all the stuff off the Cambion Drift, mining, fishing, just running around and smashing stuff up, collecting it, and then you go and trade it to the various members of the family. Fishies are to the daughter, various parts that you just picked up are to father, the wildlife that you captured will go to a son, and Otak's going to have all the stuff that you mined, and you just trade in for their tokens. And then if you go to grandmother and trade in multiple tokens, you can get grandmother tokens, which are worth a little bit more. Then you trade in grandmother tokens for a ton of standing. I know. Pay attention. I've done a whole video. And unfortunately, you can't get relic packs, I don't believe, at the Zariman or Holvania at this point. Correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't find any. And if you've unlocked Steel Path, you can go to any relay and visit Teshin, and that man sells us relic packs for 15 of your finest steel essence. 15. If you have a resource booster on and you go on the Steel Path, or you do the daily incursions, you'll soon rack up a lot of steel essence. So you can just keep buying relic packs from Teshin. Yeah, just keep buying them. Like, just treat yourself. And of course, we don't want to forget the main syndicates, those 6 syndicates that you can find at the relay that are also linked to you in your base of operations, whether that be your orbiter or the back room at Holvania or the drifters camp. Wherever you will have a little syndicate kind of place to go and visit, and you have to rank up the syndicates, you have to give them stuff, and I think it's rank 2 on most of them. You'll have access to relic packs for, altogether now, 20,000 of their finest standing. Now, depending how amazing you are, you can balance around 3. You can unlock around 3 syndicates at the same time and keep them balanced, because they're affiliated with each other. Some of them love, some of them hate each other. And if you rank up with one, it's going to piss the other off. And if you rank up with another, they're going to just be like your bestie friends. So if you're totally amazing like me, I've actually got 3 ranked up at the moment. They're all rank 5. They kind of balance out a little bit. And I might do a whole video on how you can balance these things out, because they're so useful. And let's talk about daily standing limits, shall we? Now we're looking at the syndicates. So when you first start the game, if you didn't know, your daily standing limit, i.e. how much you can earn with any given syndicate, whether that's on Cetus or these syndicates here in your orbiter or your base of operations, a day. That it limits how much you can earn a day. So when you first start, it is 16,000. And once you start ranking up your mastery rank, you get an extra 500 per day to your limit. So I am now LR, legendary. Rank 3, heading up to rank 4, slowly but surely, like a slug. But I'm technically a mastery rank 33. Technically, I'm a mastery rank 60 frickin' 4, really. I've done this shit twice. On 2 different accounts. Merge them. Help me. Anyway, my daily standing limit, not to brag or anything, clang, is 32,500, which really does make it very easy to rank up quite swiftly with my syndicates. But even if you can get, 20, 40, whatever you can max out at, it all helps getting your relic packs together. So with the rank 5 syndicates, I can max out 132,000 before I stop earning any more standing with them. However, I only really need 120,000 because their relic packs are 20,000 each, so that's 6 relic packs per syndicate. Are you with me now? 6, 12, 18. That's like a good 18-ish relic packs that I can buy straight up just from my 3 syndicates in my orbiter, right? So good. However, there's another way of banking some standing ready to max out your daily standing without having to do any more missions and earning your daily standing with your syndicates, and that involves going to your navigation chart, finding syndicates, and the ones that you're affiliated with will start popping up little missions for you to go and do. Now, if you attach a loot goblin mod to yourself or your companion and go and do these little missions, you'll find little medallions that are linked to that specific syndicate. And if you dilly-daddle around there, you don't have to trade those medallions in. They can just sit there like money in the bank. So if you go off and do those missions now, I tend to do them solo because it's just easier to find all my medallions, or as many as I can. Bank them on the day the update is released, and you buy all your relic packs and you haven't touched your standing max for that day. You can then go straight to a relay, trade in all your medallions that you collected like a good little loot goblin, and just max out your daily standing again without having to do more missions that day. And that gives us time to go and crack open our relics. Now, for me, this is one of the easiest way to get a ton of the new primed access released relics in your pocket ASAP on the day of the release. You don't have to do it like this. I have forgotten about this now and again. The prime access comes out, and I've done many videos where I will show you which nodes on the star chart I will go to grind out those specific relics that I want, because the Axie relics are usually the rarer drop, not always, and you will often not get a huge amount of them to drop in the relic packs, but you know, we'll see what happens on the day. I will record it for you, and you can go off to, I think it's the lure disruption, and get hopefully the Axie to drop. There is a way of cheesing it as well to make sure the Axie drops each time. Every time I go there, it just dependent on who you're with and you know how it's going to go, but usually you can get them to drop. Again, I'll go over it when the prime access is here so I can actually show you those relics dropping. And what I tend to do, because I'm a YouTube content creator and I want the new prime thing to show you and be like, oh my god, look what I got, I tend to try to rush the process. So yes, I will buy my relic packs. Yes, I will go and do void relic missions. I'll save up my void relic reactants so I can make them shiny and polish my space cabbages, which is what I call void relics, don't judge me, and get them to drop. But if they're not dropping and I'm getting a bit impatient, I will save up my platinum from trading, and I will keep a very keen eye on the trading, the trade chat and the Warframe market on the day that it releases, and see which console is selling which parts cheap as chips, because there's always someone. However, high demand, low supply always forces the prices up, as we may have noticed in recent global events. And also, let's keep an eye on the recruitment chat. So when you've got your void relic, you don't have to just do random void relic missions and hope for the best. You can actually go to recruitment and people will say LF, which means they're looking for a squad to do this specific type of mission, and they'll usually put the relic that they want to crack in there in little brackets. You can click on it and see if you've got that relic, and they'll say that they want it rad, which means radianted. Everyone in that squad is going to go in with a radianted XYZ relic, all identical. And in people's minds, it increases the RNG of it dropping. And to be fair, I've had a lot of success doing it like that. You can also host it if you just want to crack your relic and you want a full squad of everybody with the same relic. Just put H and then type your relic name in square brackets and it'll pop up and people will ping you left, right and centre. It is pure chaos. Prepare to be overstimulated and overwhelmed. But eventually you will be in a squad and it's fine. And if you have a friendly Discord like mine, there may be people there that are all on the same page and it's a little less chaotic to talk on the Discord chat and arrange, you know, void relic cracking to a mutual benefit of all. So I will be bringing you Yareli Prime as soon as I get my grubby loot grommet goblin hands all upon her. She looks beautiful. She looks, I mean, Yareli is so much fun. You don't have to ride the Meruyelina thingamajigger if you don't want to. There is an augment mod that lets you have it trail along behind you, but it still gives you the same benefits. I have done a Yareli video, so I will just be briefly going over the Yareli Prime when she pops up, and maybe her compressor weapon, I think. Guessing we'll get a compressor Prime and see what that's like. But there's something else I wanted to mention about Primed Access release, which not everybody in the game knows about. I just recently did a Riven guide video. If you're interested in Riven guides, you don't know anything about it, go and check that video. I'll link it down below or at the end of this video. And it's quite interesting, actually. I learned a lot. So if you've ever heard of Riven disposition in a weapon, every 3 months when they release a primed access, guess what? They change. They adjust the Riven dispositions on certain weapons in the game based on player data that they've gathered. And I'm going to be doing a little video on that to follow up on my Riven mod video, because I was interested to see, I've taken the screenshots, I've got the list, it's on the wiki right now, of all the Riven 1 disposition weapons, which means they're either really, really good They're either S tier weapons, the higher level players are using them a lot in the game, or it means they're a brand new weapon, and in the next 3 months rollover, using player data, those, like the coda weapons, they may move down a notch and have like a Riven disposition too, or I should say up a notch, because the higher the Riven disposition, the better your Riven mod is going to perform. It was fascinating. So, you know, this Prime Access isn't just a Prime Access. There's other things going on behind the scenes. And of course, we're starting to think about Tennocon now. I know there was a dev stream recently. I haven't really covered it because everyone literally else did. And there was just so much going on. But as everything gets released, I will be covering it as it comes anyway. And there's still stuff I've got to cover from the last release. There's just so much stuff. And not enough time. I have a full-time job in real life and I just don't have enough time, guys. But now, Yareli is sweet AF, normal Yareli, and the Yareli Prime skin looks like this creature here. And this creature here was put up on my Discord by Azure Aura, and it's giving, you know, Sea Fairy Thanos vibes. It really is. And it's keeping in theme with my video because I've used Thanos throughout this video. So I thought, because clearly I live in a fever dream, I would ask my AI app to give me this type of fish, but with like a Sea Fairy, happy, cute Thanos vibe. And it kind of delivered in the end, but these were the ones that it came up with before. And yeah, AI has some issues sometimes. You have to be very precise with AI, otherwise it just goes off on a tangent and does its own thing. I mean, if we want to have some fun, just come and join my Discord, links on my channel. Give me some instructions on what you'd like to see and I'll put it into my AI and see what it comes up with. And there are so many variations to give it, so many different styles. I have endless amounts of fun creating pictures with these AI pictures, but these are artificial intelligence. Like, yeah, got some issues there. Anyway, so you are more than welcome to come and join the Discord. We could, you know, work together, combine our sources and resources and all get our Yareli parts in a nice, succinct way. And it's a lovely little ambiance over on the Discord. You know, people are pretty chilled. They're playing all sorts of games over there. It's not just Warframe. People play all sorts of games. We're gamers. We're nerds. Come and join us. Come and be nerdy with us. You're more than welcome. And I just want to give a little shout out to my YouTube members. You know who you are. I think most of them are in the Discord. They always like my videos. They watch them. They leave me comments. They give me feedback. They're just a lovely group of people. And thank you so much for your support. And like I said, I will be covering the Tennocon when it happens. There's so much going on. And I'm hoping they'll make some announcements for future content. There is like a quest coming up called, I believe, Isle Weaver, which I will cover, but I can see it's linked to Duviri. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I really don't dig Duviri content. It's just not for me. It doesn't feel like it's Warframe. But I will force myself to dig it because it seems like we're going to find out a little bit more about Rizolka. And that, if you didn't know, is Minerva, aka Sarin, and Velimir, aka Frost's adoptive daughter that we're learning about in the 1999 lore. If you don't know anything about this, close your ears and your eyes and go away. I won't ruin it. I won't spoil it. And there will be spoiler warnings on those videos. So don't worry if you don't know what's going on, you haven't completed all that content. There is a spoiler channel on my Discord, so you won't see it if you come and join. Okay? I'm thoughtful like that, and so are my Discordians. No one wants to ruin anyone else's fun. Okay? So now that we've had a little bounce through Yareli Prime and pre-priming and prepping and AI nightmare fuel, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I really do hope to see you again in the next one, no matter what it may be. But in the meantime, you take care now and goodbye!